Hello, everybody. Can you hear me? Good evening. If you can hear me, please let me know in the chat area. Welcome to the Farm Monitor webinar, our rain-fed farming webinar. We're streaming live on Facebook. We're streaming live on YouTube, our primary platform. We're also streaming on LinkedIn. If you can hear me, say something in the chat area. Greeting, Mr. Ojo can hear me. Hey, Nampet can hear me. Let me know where you're watching us from. Bossidi Lawa can hear me. Awesome, Bossidi, welcome. Where are you watching? Let's take our roll call. Where are you watching us from? Which state? Joseph from BIOS Company, the engineering startup in Nigeria. Awesome, welcome, Mr. Joseph. Thank you. Shraibu can hear me. Shraibu from Niger. Wow. Kanu has taken roll call. Beautiful. Amos from Gombe. Welcome, Amos. Good to see you. Welcome, Usman. Hey, Morawa. Welcome. Good to see you, Morawa. Welcome to the platform. This is going to be very educative. We have amazing speakers who have come here to teach, and you are going to be blessed by what you are going to be learning today from Farm Monitor. But quickly, I just quickly want to just let us know the platform that is hosting this. This is Farm Monitor Africa. Farm Monitor Africa is a tech and agro-tech company, and we have built a solution that helps you to track, monitor, measure, manage, and improve your farm yield by up to 70%. We have an AI-powered tool. We are an AI-powered company, but one of our solutions is an AI-powered tool for farmers to help you to improve your farm yield, enhance and improve real-time feasibility in the farm project, especially for farmer financiers. And this is the platform hosting. You are going to be hearing much more about Farm Monitor. Okay, so sit back, make sure you don't have anybody distracting you. Make sure that you are focused, because this is one of those things that will totally change your life. Not even can, it will totally change your life. Yeah. So any distractions, take your pen and paper to write down things so that you can ask your questions when the time comes. So that's very important. We're going to have time for questions so that you can write down your questions. So please, Shokimbo, let me put this here. Shokimbo says, in fact, we are happy to have this system and people are happy. Yes, so people are happy, and we're happy that you are here. Okay, so we are very happy that you are here. Okay, so I want to get more people. I want to get Felix Oyibo from Kogi State. Welcome, Felix. We have Kau Ahmad. In case you're hearing any noise, please, they are doing some construction work close to me. I've tried to remove the noise, but just in case you're hearing it, so that you know. But welcome. That will not deter us this today. Okay, so let me know in the chat area, what do you expect? What is that one key thing that you want to learn this night? Let me know in the chat. What is that one thing that by the time you are leaving here, you at least want to have gotten better knowledge or improved knowledge on that area? Let me know in the chat area. We want to have gotten, okay, let's see. Okay, Afiz is an agronomist from Ola. Welcome, Afiz. How to increase my yield? Mr. Chinonso wants to learn how to increase his yield. And Mr. Chinonso, you are in the right place. So without wasting so much of our time, please make sure you hang it to the end of this webinar. You're going to be learning. We are going to be revealing how you can be part of this platform by the end of this webinar. So make sure you stay to the end. Make sure to hit the nail on the head so that we don't waste too much time. And then you'll be blessed that you have stayed to that point. Okay, so today we have Dr. Oreva Ogene Aliku. Dr. Oreva Ogene Aliku is going to be teaching us on rain-fed farming, how to increase crop yield and productivity. And Dr. Oreva Ogene is here. Yes, I can see him. Let me bring him to the screen. Dr. Reva, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Good evening, everyone. Good.
Hello, Dr. Reva Ogene.
Good evening, everyone.
Great.
How are you guys doing?
Welcome, sir. Welcome, sir. Please, let's say hello to Dr. Reva. He's a very powerful man that is going to reveal powerful ideas to us today. Welcome, Dr. Reva. So I can. Okay, so what I'm going to do is to hand over to Dr. Reva. I'm sure he's ready to deliver. Sir, you have the floor. I'll just be behind to just till you are done. Thank you very much, sir. You are ready to go, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Hope you can hear me loud and clear. Am I audible enough? All right. I wish to share my screen. I don't know how that works here. Let's see it. Hello, can you hear me? Hello. All right, thank you very kindly. So quickly, I'll be running through rain-fed farming. All right, I'll do an overview and try to explain why rain-fed farming is very important, especially for food production. All right. Now, to suffice you to know that 90% of Nigeria's food is produced by smallholders, and a large of these people depend on rainfall as their primary source of water. One of the issues is that number one, they don't have access to fund for irrigation. Number two, the technology and knowledge is not there, and then it is difficult for them to actually translate or transition from grain fed to irrigation. All right. But if you go across the landscape, you'll find out that some, all right, thank you, Victor. You go out, you will find out that some commercial farms have irrigation facilities. All right. And so, and it's not only peculiar to the Nigeria situation because 80% of the world's cropland depends on rain-fed agriculture, and this accounts for more than 60% of the world's cereal grains production in the world. All right. One of the major issues we have, like I said earlier, is the ability to transition from one mode of operation to the other. And then, so one of the factors we look at is dynamism in farming. And this is crucial if we must change from previous yield to future yield targets. And this is critical because the elements of farming, the factors of farming are changing. One notable element is climate change, of course, which is the major challenge when it comes to rain-fed agriculture. All right. And so this will bet new practices and approach it will also require that farmers be flexible, make adjustments year and year, whether in season, mid season, or after farming seasons. All right. And so we look at coping with climate variability. Some of the factors we look at for weather is, especially when it comes to rainfall, is the amount of rainfall, the duration of rainfall, and the distribution of rainfall. Now, from my overview, the first issue we'll look at in terms of adjusting our mode of operation to result in consequent increase in yield is what I call past experience. I say it's natural intelligence because it is good for you to take account of previous experiences, learn from them, adjust, and then implement the changes you need to improve in your farming and farm productivity. Number two is the time of planting also. These are factors that are, powered by rainfall. Number three is the quality of inputs and management practices. If we look at past experiences, you want to ask yourself, what has been the pattern of rainfall? One of the items will be the commencement. When does rainfall commence in my locality or in my field of cultivation? Number two, what amount of rainfall do I receive throughout the growing season? Number three is the duration. How long do I have rainfall? All right. The fourth is the distribution. How much do I have across and each stage of the plant's cycle in that season? For the quality of input, you want to look at the quality of input that is suitable for your location. When it comes to inputs, we look at nutrients. Number one, is the fertilizer tested and trusted for my crop? Is it specific to my crop? All right. Does it meet my soil requirement? And so that brings to bear the need for soil testing. Now, why soil testing is important is this: it enables you know the amount and the ratio of nutrients you need per time for that growing season. So you can either apply over or below the required quantity for your crop. Note that both extremes are dangerous. All right. And so sometimes I like to talk about the bad parts because sometimes it enables us to appreciate the good parts. All right. So when you apply over, number one, you are wasting your money because the plant will only offtake the quantity it needs for that season. So the extra you have applied will go to waste, either by drainage, deep drainage, leaching, or runoff. It will lead to environmental pollution. Okay, it will further deteriorate the quality of your soil. So it means that you need to do more amendments in order to bring your soil to that level of production where your yield will be appreciable. If you under apply, all right, it means that the soil, your plant will suffer from nutrient deficiency. All right. Number two factor is to obtain your inputs from verified producers and marketers. If you must discuss increase in yield of farm produce, you must use good quality. I've been to several farms this year, all right, even last year, and some lament on the quality of fertilizers they get. I know that things are economically difficult in a way, but it is not advisable to go for something that you feel that is cheap. All right, you may find out that your NPK 1515 might not be NPK 1515. We've heard of stories where we have labeled bags of fertilizers NPK 1515, and then after lab test, we find out that it's N11, P1, K0. All right. So technically, you are just basically applying only nitrogen to your crops. The fourth item will be farm assessment. It's good for you to take daily assessment of your farm. Walk to the farm on daily basis. I know sometimes it can be hectic, but you need to listen to what the plants are saying. All right. It gives you an idea of what is happening at each stage of the plant's growth. it helps you to check for certain um, incidents of or prevalence of or occurrence of pests and diseases. It also helps you to check for some mechanical damages and gives you an idea of the amendments you need to put in place per time. All right. And then there's a part of end of season appraisal, which will in a way take you back, all right, to natural intelligence, your past experience, and this guides you to your future operations. And some of the factors you look at, as like I said, signs and symptoms, and then nutrient deficiencies. Now, tips on how to improve your yield. Number one is conservation practice. Conservation practice in the sense that you are managing your plant environment very well. What type of soil are you dealing with? That knowledge helps you to look into the type of treatment you give to it. There's a particular adage that they say that don't take Panadol for another man's headache. All right. There are some practices that you may not be able to adapt, or you should not adapt to your environment. It's not all practices you adapt to your environment. All right. For instance, there are some areas where the soils are very fragile and light. All right. So if you go for deep tillage, you will further hurt, so to say, or I should say, you will destroy the structure of the soil. And when that is destroyed, the soil will not be able to hold water, nutrient for your plant. In fact, in some circumstances, it may not be a good anchorage for your plant. Number two is the need for conservation methods like mulching, cover cropping, all right, and crop rotation. Now, what this helps us to do is that for rain-fed agriculture, we understand that water is a limiting and crucial factor, all right, which we must consider. And why we are talking about water in rain-fed, because it is what distinguishes rain-fed from irrigated farming. Okay, now the amount of rainfall is very crucial, and how well you can keep that amount, all right, over a period of time for crop use is what determines whether your plant will suffer water stress, or your plant will be able to use the nutrients you have applied through fertilizer, all right, or your plant will be able to go through the growth season, all right, without suffering any form of stress. Water management. So you need mulching. What mulching does for you is that it helps to reduce the rate of water loss by evaporation. So the only way you will lose water from your field is by transpiration, which is a good thing, because an actively transpiring plant is a living plant. Once the plant stops transpiring, the plant is good as dead. All right, because it is through the energy needed for the plant to draw water upwards that the plant also utilize the nutrient that is in solution form. Okay, please, you can interject at any time. All right. Now, cover cropping is good because it helps you to checkmate some of the occurrences of certain pests and diseases. For pests and diseases, all right. It also serves the part of the role of mulching also, which also includes addition of nutrients to the soil via decomposition. Crop rotation, like I said earlier, helps you to check the occurrence and the prevalence of certain pests and diseases. For instance, if you planted a maize last season, it will be advisable to plant a different crop, all right, to ward up certain pests that have formed in a way that have become native of that field. You understand? So in other words, they thrive best on certain crops. All right. So when you introduce a new crop, you break that cycle of reoccurrence. All right. Number two, crop management. Now, I choose spacing because of an experience we had last season and 2 seasons ago. Now, spacing is crucial because spacing has been shown over time to increase yield. For instance, we know that for maize, we usually adopt the spacing of 25 by 75. All right. What spacing does for you in reducing the interrow spacing is that it decreases your plant population. All right. Which consequently increases your yield per unit area. Is that clear? So if you look at the leaf architecture, all right, it's very crucial in terms of reducing spacing. And so that's why we advise for interrow spacing, because if you go interrow spacing, some of the leaves will be overlapped. and this will reduce their exposure to solar radiation. And you know that is critical for photosynthesis, all right? And if that is lowered, your yield production is also lowered. Okay, so you can reduce your spacing, especially interrow spacing, to increase your plant population and also to increase your yield per unit area. Number two is the type of variety you are using. Uh, you would like to go for a high yielding variety. We advise that you also go for a hybrid variety. All right, and then understand or get knowledge whether it is adapted to your environment or not. Number three, pest and disease control. Now, it is now common knowledge to know that some pests and diseases have become used to certain herbicide that we use. All right, and then also weather affects the kind of pesticide and insecticide, CPP, so to use, crop protection practices that we use on the field. So for me, we'll always say this, that understand your landscape, understand the common pests and diseases that are prevalent there. All right, and always go for one that is long lasting in terms of effect on, not on the crop, but on the pest and disease that is prevalent on the field. Last season we had an experience. I like talking from using practical experience, and we're applying contact herbicides, and um, the pests, they usually come in the evening. They don't come during the day when the field is noisy, when activities are going on. It is in the cool of the evening, right, when the field is quiet, that you see this pests cause so much havoc. You would go through the field during the daytime and you may not find a single one. Then you return in the morning to see your field, and you find that a lot of damage has been done on the field. Okay, so they usually operate in the cool of the evening. In fact, the cool of the evening is the best time for relationship. Even God came in the cool of the evening to have fellowship with men. So these pests usually fellowship with the crops in the cool of the evening. So you want to spray your pesticide and insecticide in the cool of the evening, so that by the time you are off the field, the effect is still there. All right, and so when they expose themselves, so to speak, in the evening, they are arrested by this pesticide and insecticide you have sprayed. So what happened was that we were actually spraying somewhat close to the evening, between the afternoon and the evening time, and then we were still seeing the significant effects of what this pest were, what they were doing on the field. We are still seeing their effect. So we sat and we thought of this, and we said, no, we have to get a systemic herbicide, so to say, that lasts longer than the contact. All right, and the reason why this is crucial for rainfield is because the amount of water you have will determine the effects, or the weather condition also will determine the effect of the herbicide, the pesticide you are using. It will also determine the effectiveness of your fertilizer. And I go back to fertilizer again, because sometimes we find out that people apply fertilizer, on the field when there is no soil moisture. Permit me to say that it is a waste of time, energy, and resources, because your plant will only take your fertilizers in solution forms. All right, and then sometimes when we apply the fertilizer, we are looking at tips for improving yield. Don't apply your fertilizers on the surface. All right, it is good to bury your fertilizers to give good soil and fertilizer contact. All right, the soil helps you to hold it in place. All right, the soil moisture helps you to dissolve it. All right, so that the plant can take it up in solution form. And that's why when we talk about basal application, we say between 1 and 14 days. And one factor that is critical and that is denominator to this is available soil moisture. All right, so from crop management, we want to look at nutrient management. I have talked a bit about the use of nutrients. Fertilizers. Make sure you get the right fertilizer for your crop. I know that we are used to generic fertilizers, but over the years, studies are beginning to come up, with the um, aim or with the argument of using specialty fertilizers, which is good. All crops do not use the same amount, the same kind of nutrient. In fact, so to speak, they don't have similar critical nutrients elements. For instance, maize we know is nitrogen. All right. For some other crops, it's phosphorus. Some other crops, the critical nutrient is potassium. So the different combination of these major nutrient elements determine how well your plants will thrive and produce, all right, in terms of yield production. And note that the yield production determines whether you are going to break even or not. All right. It determines to a large extent the livelihood and the local economy of the farmers. Now, we talk about the four arrows of nutrient stewardship: the right source, the right rate, the right time, and the right place. The right source, where are you getting your nutrient from? I gave an instance of a farm we visited last year, yeah, in Oyo State. And the man is just commencing. That was his first season of cultivating maize. And he said that he got his fertilizers from somewhere, and then he said he got a bag for about 15,000 naira, and we were wowed. Now, because even the raw materials are expensive, the raw materials to produce fertilizers are expensive. Then, talking of you getting NPK for 15,000 naira, all right. And he said he was bitter actually, and you will not blame him because he technically he was ignorant of that space. All right, he's just coming in from oil and gas, and he wants to venture into farming. So he was not properly guided. You understand? So he got that from a source, and it was really bitter because he had a bitter experience, or really a bad experience for him. So they went to the lab and they saw that the plants were not doing well. The plants were not coping, and like I said before, different plants have their different critical nutrient elements. So they went to the lab and they ran analysis on the product, and they found out that the N was 11%, which is critically low for maize. All right, the P was 1%, and there was no K. I give you this information for free that K for now is the major determinator of the price of fertilizer, because K is high. K is higher than P and N. You understand? So that raw material itself is high. So that is the percentage of K determines to a large extent the cost of the fertilizer. All right. So the right source, where are you getting it from? The right rate, this is vetted from soil analysis. All right. And information derived from the soil test. What is your soil needing at that point in time? All right. To balance up for what the plant requires. All right, to go through that growth period. Number three is the time. What time do I apply my fertilizer? And like I said previously, I said that if you apply your fertilizer when there is no sufficient soil moisture to dissolve it, you have wasted your time and your energy. I'm saying this because, for instance, if you have urea, all right, applied on your soil, and the soil temperature is very high, all right, your urea will be lost via volatilization. So that nutrient element is gone, because nitrogen is very fragile when it comes to application used by plants. All right, so it is either lost by volatilization, or when you have heavy rainfall, it is lost by leaching. And so that's why I put conservation practice there, because if you have high rainfall, all right, what the mulch does for you is that it reduces the impact of your rain droplet on your soil. So when the velocity is reduced, there's enough time for the soil to soak the water and to dissolve the nutrients elements in your fertilizers. Number two is that it reduces the rate of runoff. So when you have a slopy field, all right, and you have high runoff from the hill down to the valley bottom, the mulch materials reduces the speed, the velocity of water, all right, and then reduces the washing off of your nutrients. So I've looked at time. Number three, the place of application. How do you apply your fertilizer? What methods do you adopt in terms of applying? And like I said, bury the fertilizer. All right, bury the fertilizer just a finger deep. Just the first few 5 centimeters of your finger is enough to place and to bury. All right, your fertilizer. The last part I would like to talk on is rainwater harvesting. Uh, I understand that it is difficult or expensive in a way to get irrigation facilities, but you can get um, some drums where you can store rainwater, all right, for future use. So, for instance, because of the vicissitudes of rainfall variability, all right, it is good for you to store some amount of water so that at a point in time, you know, in the season where you don't have, or when you have short term drought, you can fall back to the harvested rainwater and use for irrigation. All right. And bear in mind that there are critical stages in a plant's life cycle where you don't want that plant to suffer stress. And I say this from experience. Um, most of my studies have been on dry season farming. All right. I've been looking for ways to tackle, the lull in farming. Most of the times, or many of our farmings, like I said, is usually rain fed, and so we have a dry season period where no farming activities, or activity is being carried out, and so there's a period where vegetables are scarce, and because they are scarce, all right, and the demand is high, they are usually priced high also, so they attract a lot of money, so to speak, in during those seasons. It's more like a plan B, so that at that critical period, especially the mid-season to late season stage, where the plants begin to flower and begin to produce, you need to apply water during those periods. Thank you very much. Any question? Okay, so I'll be attending to some of the questions on the platform. Um, I'm trying to go through your questions. Uh, okay, where's the first question?
Thank you very much, sir. Can you hear me, please?
I can hear you.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for that. We have some questions here. Somebody is asking, what is the spacing for optimal yield if maize per hectare?
The spacing. The spacing for
Yes,
optimal
what
yield
optimal yield if maize per hectare?
of maize per hectare. Yeah. So conventionally people use 25 by 75. All right, but research has shown that you can reduce your spacing to 20 by 60. All right, and this also depends on the variety you are using. For optimal yield, I will also advise that you go with hybrid varieties. All right, is that clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, 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 yes. Another person is asking for inter-row spacing. What's the best spacing from? Okay, I think that's the same question. Uh, please, does sun heat also affect organic fertilizer? I mean,
Sun heat. Did you say solar radiation? Hello? Yes, of course, yes. So it determines the rate of decomposition, all right, and then reactions within your fertilizer, all right. So solar radiation does that. And don't forget that the darker your organic fertilizer, the more heat it absorbs. And so that is why we're advised to also cure our organic fertilizer or manure or compost before using on the field, because they also have direct effect on the, I mean, adverse effect on our seedlings. They can be injurious to the seedlings.
okay, let's take this last question before we bring in the next person. Amy is asking, please speak on the use of liquid fertilizers that are usually done by knapsack sprayer.
Yeah, so of course, so I would like to advise on this first. It is good for you to label your knapsack sprayer accordingly before use. All right, so if you are going to use liquid fertilizers through knapsack sprayer, make sure you label your knapsack sprayer. Don't use the same knapsack sprayer you're using for liquid fertilizer for your pesticide. Otherwise, you would think sometimes you would think you are spraying your liquid fertilizers while you are spraying insecticide or pesticide on the plants. We had some occurrences some years ago and some days back. So please label your knapsack sprayers. One thing liquid fertilizer does for you is that it makes readily available the nutrient for plant use. So it's already in solution form. All right. It is advisable to spray at the base of the plant, not at the foliar, because the energy needed for nutrient uptake, all right, is via the roots, not via the leaves, because the leaves are primarily they have stomata openings for uh, respiration. All right, so if you spray via the on the leaves, evaporation can take place easily. So you may not have the full concentration being used by the plants. So it is advisable to spray on the base of the plants. Thank you. And
Okay.
make sure you get
Okay,
your
sir.
concentration correctly, please, before use.
Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much, sir. We are
Thank you
glad
very
that you
kindly.
have shared your wealth of knowledge with us this night. We are please let's say thank you to Dr. Oreva Olene. He has spent this time to share all this valuable knowledge with us. Let's say thank
Thank
you,
you very
thank you, thank
kindly,
you in the
Barry.
chat area. We are really happy to have you.
Thank you
I'm
very
going to
kindly,
bring
Barry.
up our next speaker, who is going to show us now the real one of the real deal. How do you use farm monitor to increase crop yield and productivity? Okay, how do you use farm monitor to increase crop yield and productivity? And we have with us here Dr. Ibrahim Friday to show us. This one is not just to teach us; he will show us um, how to do this. If you have any questions, we are going to take the questions later on. because of time, so that we make sure that we don't spend so much time here. Like somebody who's asking, the video is available in the on our YouTube channel. You can always go there and watch. So I'm going to bring in Dr. Ibrahim to the stage to teach. Dr. Ibrahim, can you hear me?
I can hear you loudly from here.
Thank you so much, sir. Good to have you. Is it
Thank
your
you.
screen that is showing?
Yes, it's my screen. I'm trying to put up a background image, but I'm no
Okay.
longer seeing myself there.
Okay.
I tried it initially, I was appearing, but this time around, I'm not seeing myself there, just the background.
Is technology. Sometimes technology will just develop a mind
Yeah,
of its
so can I proceed like that for now?
own. Yes, sir, you can. At least we can hear your voice. Um, let me see. Is it? I can't do it from here. It has to be from your end. Okay, sir. Welcome, Dr. Ibrahim. I'm going to leave the floor now so that you take over. Just teach us how to use Farm Monitor to increase our crop yield and productivity. Thank you, sir. You have the floor.
All right, thank you so much. And thank you, Dr. Reva, for taking us through the basics. It is important to know that right from when agricultural production started, farmers have been interested in increasing their yield. I think that has been the major focus right from time when man started producing crop for himself. Over the years, they've tried in one way or the other to see how this yield can be increased. And that's why at this point in time, it is a very important topic that should be considered, just like he has put us through. I'm finding it difficult sharing my screen, but if you can hear me, I'll keep on talking for now. If we look at the topic, it says rain-fed farming, how to increase your crop yield and productivity. We have two key items there: increasing our crop yield and then increasing the productivity. Crop yield is a measure of the amount of crop that is produced per unit area of land. And in most cases, this is measured in form of a hectare. And that's why you hear 3 tons per hectare, 5 tons per hectare. But the aim of this meeting is for us to see how we can increase it. Supposing you are producing maize and you are producing 2 tons per hectare, which is 2,000 kg per hectare. Your intention is to see how this 2,000 kg per hectare will increase to maybe 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 kg per hectare, as the case may be. And then when we talk of productivity, we talk about the measure of the quantity of output within that we can get with a given quantity of inputs. You have, let's say, just half a hectare, you have your fertilizers, you have your seeds, your pesticides, and the rest of them. When you put all of this together, what you get at the end of the day is what is measured as productivity. Then there's something I jotted down: the need for increase in yield. Yes, farmers have been trying to see how they'll increase their yield over the years, but there's a need for it, which I've broken down into 3 here before I go into the essence of the use of the farm monitor to address this. One is the growing demand for food. If we remember the Malthusian theory, where they talked about population increase, the population of the earth has been increasing. I read somewhere that around 1950, the population of the world is just around 2.5 billion. Right now, we are talking of 5 billion people, and then it is projected by the United Nations that by 2050, we are going to be having 9.7 billion people on the surface of the earth. And what is that telling us? It's telling us that there is need for us to increase our yield. And this is because the land on which we are growing these crops is finite, is fixed. That's what I mean. The land is not increasing, but the population is increasing. So there is need for more food. And because there is need for more food, the little land we have, we'll have to produce more from this land to feed this teeming population. Otherwise, we'll run into crisis. And then secondly is to enhance food security. That is, food security is just about the assurance that everybody has enough to eat. That is, food is available in the right quantity, that is nutritious and then easily accessible. And then the third one is to increase the farmers' income, which is very, very important. I'm sure for those of us who are partaking in this webinar that are farmers, full-time farmers, our motivation for joining this meeting tonight is for us to increase our income. And when this is done, we become economically empowered, and then our standard of living is changed. Then, so how can we now increase this yield? And that's exactly what Dr. Ereva has taught us. He talked about the seed, the use of quality seed, the use of improved varieties. If you have improved variety, and the other practices which he mentioned, mulching, conservation agriculture, and the rest of them, if you don't put them in place, the improved variety you have may not give you what you need. But then there are technologies that can help us in improving our yield. So quickly before that, the factors that affect the yield, one is the soil quality. That is in terms of both the physical properties, the chemical properties of the soil, and then the biological properties. If they are not okay, it will affect your yield. And then the crop variety, just like we've mentioned, the amount of water and sunlight available, the use of fertilizers and pesticides. He didn't mention that different fertilizers are required for different crops, and different crops have different limiting nutrient elements. And then we'll have the elements of weather and climate, which suggests the particular topic for this evening's webinar, rainfall. Weathers of element and climate, rainfall, sunshine, relative humidity, all of this put together plus our farming practices are some of the factors that affect our crop yield. So now moving on, we'll take a look at Farm Monitor. I tried logging in so that I can share that screen, but I think that can be done some other time for those of us who are interested. And of course, I'm sure all of us are interested in knowing this, how to make use of this Farm Monitor. So we'll
Sir,
see that.
what are you finding? Yes, you said you can't share your screen.
Yes. Let me see. Is it where we have present that I can pick?
Yes, it's there.
All right. I actually wanted logging in to the Farm Monitor app, but on this
So
my
what
screen, I'm not. Okay, let me see. I'm coming.
you see, share screen
Share
is
screen.
on
Yeah.
last one. Yes.
Yes, I'm seeing it now. Then let me see. Okay. Window. Okay. It's similar to Zoom.
Zoom.
All right.
Yes.
I've seen that now. That's it. Is my screen up?
I've not seen it yet.
Is it up? I am screen. Okay.
Okay, wait. Let me. Okay,
Let
I've
me
seen
put
it. Let me put it. It's here now.
up.
Your screen is up. You can see it.
All right. So you can see it clearly now. So before
Yes,
now, I
sir.
was talking about some things which I did mention. You can see from the very first slide now. Hello, can you
Yes, we
see from
can.
the first slide? All right, so this is where I started from, talking about what yield is and all of this. I've ran through this. Then now to Farm Monitor itself. As the name implies, it helps us in monitoring our farms. All the things that Dr. Reva have said, there is need for us to make use of technology to achieve them, and they become easy for us. You were saying something about daily assessment of our field, which he did mention that it is tedious, it is time consuming, but that you have to do it. That's where Farm Monitor comes in. It helps you in monitoring your farm, as the name of the app suggests. When you register and you log in, it gives you room to plan your activities. It also gives you room to arrange for inputs and your daily activities and all of that. And when you have all of this and you make use of this app, it has the ability to capture images, that is satellite images, that gives you information about your crop health status. And when we talk
Sorry,
of
sir.
crop health status, yeah.
Sir. Sorry. Your Are you showing your windows now? Because what is here is your PowerPoint.
Yes, it's the PowerPoint I'm showing currently on
Is
farm
that what you
monitor.
want?
Where we have
Okay.
soil data, weather forecast, and recorded
Okay.
activities. And that's where
Okay,
we
sir.
are.
Carry on.
Yeah. So what it does is that it helps you capture images. That is a satellite. That's the AI attached to this farm monitor app. It captures images which shows you the health status of your crop. If there are diseases that are emerging, they are easily captured, and then recommendations are made to the farmer who is making use of this app. On this same app, your soil data is there, because everything we do, if we must increase our yield, we have to relate to our soil data. Is the pH of the soil okay for the crop you are about growing? Are the other nutrient elements that are essential for this particular crop, are they available? All of these are embedded into the farm monitor. So it is from this information, the soil data, the weather forecast, that is rainfall, relative humidity, the temperature, and your recorded activities, that the app puts together and then give you a recommendation and at the end of the day. And why is this monitoring very important? It is important to monitor your plant health in order to act in time. Of course, when we talk of plant health now, we are talking of whether there are deficiency symptoms. He did talk about surplus. That is when you apply surplus fertilizer, it results in either luxury consumption, or those fertilizers become toxic to the plant. And this manifests in the health of the crop as being captured by those satellite images. And one thing that is very important here is early detection. You going around your farm, maybe you have 10, 20 hectares of land where you are farming, it will be very tedious for you, just like he did mention when he was talking about it. But with the aid of this satellite image, every 3 days that these pictures are being captured, you are able to arrest the situation on time. And it will interest you to know that if we talk of deficiency symptoms, as soon as it is expressed on the crop, it means that the yield potential of the crop can never be gotten anymore. If you have a variety that was to give you maybe 5 tons per hectare, and then you go to the field and notice that there is a deficiency symptom of, let's say, nitrogen or phosphorus, or of any of those essential nutrient elements, the potential yield of that 5 tons can never be achieved again. And that's where this farm monitor comes in. So it gives you that information on time, so that if there's need for you to apply or take ameliorative practices, you carry it out so that the deficiency symptoms are arrested on time. And that's why I say there that in order to timely detect any problem that can arise on a given farmland, right, relating to pest infestation or plant diseases. In fact, there are sometimes you send people to the field to help you check for symptoms of diseases and pests. Some of them may find it difficult, but with the aid of this app, you can even sit in your office. Once you get the images, you analyze them, and then you know exactly what is wrong in the field. The only thing, because of certain shortcomings we have with technology, is that there is room for what we call ground truthing, where you go to the field itself. But in this case now, you're not going to go around. You just choose a particular portion to go and verify what you've seen on the app, what has been captured by the app that is indicating that the health of the crop is not good. So you just go there and then confirm it. Once it is confirmed in 1, 2, or 3 places, then you can go ahead and make your plans based on what you've seen for all of the crops in the field. And then yield estimation is one thing that is also tied to monitoring of your crop growth. For instance, we send people to the field for those who are growing rice. You look at the number of tillers your plants have, you look at the number of panicles, the number of grains per panicle, and all of that. All you are trying to do is to see how you project the yield you are going to get at the end of the day. So, but when you make use of this farm monitor, all of that is being captured. So at the comfort of your office, you can plant, you can project what your yield is likely going to be. And that helps you in planning, in terms of budgeting and then planning for the next cycle. So the evolution of plant health status provides key information that decide whether we should carry out interventions immediately or later in the course of our production. So those are some of the things. And then there are some other information you get, that is vegetative information, which are technical, and of which I think the visioneer may have to speak on it later. But the essence and the summary of everything is that the use of your farm monitor will give you the ability to know what is happening in your field without you actually going to the field to spend so much time and so much energy. And it is beneficial not just to the manager, even the supervisors, the people supervising the farm can just make use of this application. All they do is just to go to the field and verify what is there. So I think that's that with the farm monitor app. And then this regular satellite monitoring. It helps you in allocating, that is in terms of the fertility of the soil. It helps you in allocating crops to specific parts of the field, as the case may be, based on what you get. Because the crop you allocate to a particular land is usually tied to the suitability of that particular land to the crop. So it helps you in dividing your fields, because you're not just monitoring the crop, you're also monitoring the health status of your soils. Places that are prone to erosion, you see them, and then you know what management practices to carry out so as to arrest such tendencies. So that's all. Basically, these are the 5 things that your farm monitor will help you to do: to gather your soil data, provide you with weather forecast, like the time of planting, which Dr. Reva said, it is tied to this weather forecast. Supposing you have a crop calendar, okay, these are the activities that you've recorded that you are going to carry out. At so time, I'm going to plant. At so time, I'm going to apply my fertilizer. At so time, I'm going to do this. It may come to when you are to plant and there's no water in the field. It therefore means that your calendar needs to change, and farm monitor will help you to do that ahead of time. Because since you've seen that, okay, I'm to apply fertilizer on the 10th of August, and you have a weather forecast that on the 10th to 13th there will be no rainfall, and there will be rainfall on the 8th or 9th, you can edit your calendar to bring the fertilizer application back by a day or two, so that it will be when you have moisture in the soil for these fertilizers you're applying to go into solution for your crop to take in. Even in terms of application of pesticides, windy days are not good for the application of pesticide. So if you have a weather forecast by your farm monitor app that, okay, so day is going to be windy, you plan your activities the other way so that you avoid such days. Because of drift and all of that, the chemical will not be effective, and it may drift into maybe surface waters nearby and all of that. So what Farm Monitor does basically is to help you monitor your farm and then keep records. And of course, we know that record keeping is also vital if we must increase our yield. One thing that has happened to us over time is the fact that farmers don't keep record. And I can say it's to our own benefit economically. One, farmers don't record their own personal labor when they are working on their farm. A farmer will go to the field, he only calculate the seed he's using, you calculate the herbicide, the fertilizer, but his own labor and even labor of members of his family, he doesn't calculate it. That's why we can still buy yam 500 per tuber, 1,000 per tuber. If farmers put in all of this labor cost, the cost of a tuber of yam should be around 2,000, 3,000. But we are lucky that they are not doing that. But as farmers, people who are serious with business, because I'm sure all of us that are hooked up to this webinar are people that have interest in commercial agriculture, where we treat it as a business. There's need for us to keep all of these records. And Farm Monitor has that provision for us, where we can record everything, the number of man days you need, the cost per activity that you'll be carrying out on the field. And by the time you do this for 1 year, over the years, the farm monitor will provide you, because these things have been imputed over the years. You can now get recommendation and then plan out your field. Okay, next year I want to plant 2 hectares of maize. What is likely going to be the labor cost? Farm monitor can help you provide that because of what you have previously keyed into the app. So it's artificial intelligence. Just look at all that you've keyed in, what other farmers within your region have keyed into the app. It looks at all of that, and then
Amazing.
yes, and then it gives you a recommendation as to what you should do and the cost you are going to incur in producing that 2 hectares. And then the yield estimate will also be there for you. Okay, since you are going to do hectares, this is the likely tonnage you are going to have: 2 tons per hectare, 3 tons per hectare, based on what you've done before and what other farmers have keyed into the app. So it draws from all this information to guide you into doing what you ought to do to optimize your yield.
Powerful. Powerful, powerful, powerful. This is, please, somebody type fire, put fire emoji inside the chat area. Put fire emoji. Farm Monitor is the app. I'm not saying is an app. It is the app that you need to have. If you want to get Farm Monitor app, go to farmmonitor.africa. It's on the screen. Go to somebody can help me type it in the chat area. farmmonitor.africa. Okay. And you would get that app. Type that in the chat area. Okay. Brilliant. farmmonitor.africa. That is it. Just go there, create your account now. Create your account now. Now I'm going to bring our chief technical officer, who is going to show us how this actually works. So I'm going to bring up Mr. Victor Ogunshola. Is going to come on now to show us the magic of Farm Monitor. Mr. Victor, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can hear you. Good evening.
All right. Okay. So this is the showing part. You can carry on, sir. I'll just leave the screen for you. Show us Farm Monitor. Show us. Let us see. Let us see. Let us see.
All right. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining this call. So I'll be sharing my screen, and in less than 10 minutes, I'll walk you through Farm Monitor, so you see what Farm Monitor can do. Okay.
You can just, if you're trying to present, you can use the present button below.
Okay, please let me know when I'm visible on my screen.
Okay, let me see. Okay, you are visible now.
Okay, great. All right, so if you go to farmmonitor.africa, it takes you to our website. Let me go there first. Farmmonitor.africa, this is the website, and you can see, you get a lot of information about what Farm Monitor does. But then where the action is where you create an account. And when you create an account, all you need to do is you would have this, you'll be able to create an account either as an agric stakeholder, a large scale farmer, or a small scale farmer. And when you fill the form, it would create an account for you. But first, I just want to say that creating an account as an agri stakeholder gives you a little more power than large scale farmers or small scale farmers. Now, as an agri stakeholder, you don't just manage farms, you manage farmers. So we give you a dashboard that helps you to see what your farmers are doing. So if you are like a cooperative society, or you are a bank, or you lend money to people who are farmers, and you want to know what's happening on the farm, if you lend them money and you want to get returns for your money, then you should create an account as an agri stakeholder. That way, you'll be able to not just monitor farms alone, but monitor what farmers are doing. So I already have an account that I will use. So let me use that account to show you how this goes. So quickly, I'll sign into my own account. So this particular account, you can see this is my personal account. This is another company account or a corporate account or an organization account. So with this account here, with this profile rather, I can manage other farmers. This other one also I can use to manage other farmers, but this is my personal account. So because today's event is about rain-fed farming, so I'll be talking about this portion only, where you can enjoy the features that Farm Monitor gives you as a farmer, especially during rain-fed farming. So I have 83 farms and I have 9 farmers. I have 9 people who work on my farm. I have 3 farmers. Here I can see my what's going on all my farms. So on all my farms, my budget is 475 million naira. So far, I have spent 6 million on all my farms. I can see upcoming activities on some of my farms. See 3, okay, this farm and this farm and this farm. I can see that these are the next things I should do. Here is showing me how much work has been done, how much money has been spent, and if my workers are actually doing work when they should do it. That's what this chart is about. Here I can see my farms, my top performing farms, my top productive farms. And this helps me to know which farms I need to focus on and which one is under control. But then let me go to a particular farm so that we can see. Okay, so this is a farm. It's loading. Okay, let me go to this. All right, so this is the dashboard of a particular farm. I called it Dr. Akin's farm. And this farm was a rainy season farm. It gives me analytics, statistics, things I can see. For instance, when my season should start, the estimated date it should start, and the actual date it started based on the activities I was recording on the farm. The day I should start my land preparation and the day I actually started land preparation, and other statistics like that. It even gives me an estimated budget for this farm. Now, this budget is based on the size of the farm. So when I was creating the farm, I had to map the farm. And let me show you. I had to map the farm. And so this is the farm. Because of its location and its size, when I mapped it, it gave me the exact size of the farm. It's 5.74 hectares. And based on that, Farm Monitor was able to create a budget for me, saying that I needed somewhere around 2.7 million to do all the work I need to do. It even helps me estimate how much my profit should be at the end of everything. Here it tells me how much work I have done, how much work should have been done, and how much is the total work that should be done. This chart here, if you're supposed to apply fertilizer and you don't apply fertilizer on time, this chart helps you know if you are doing things when you should do them. So that I don't spend much time on this, I would like to show us one of the best features of Farm Monitor, which is its calendar. Farm Monitor calendar is created for you immediately you create a farm. And what this does is it tells you when you should do what you should do. So, for instance, on this calendar, the blue lines are the things that I should do. The green ones are the ones I actually did. So, for instance, I planted on 1st of May. That's why it's green. And I recorded that I planted on 1st of May. So I was supposed to apply based on the calendar, I was supposed to apply fertilizer on 2nd. So it helps you know when you should do what you should do. One other interesting thing about this calendar is that it helps you keep track. And the calendar is not static. The calendar adjusts itself based on what is happening on your farm. So one reason that makes the calendar adjust first is the date you plant. So if you plant on if Farm Monitor creates a calendar, when you now tell us the day you planted, we have to adjust the whole calendar to suit your planting date. That's the first thing we do. Then, as things are going on, rain is falling, we help to know the future date when rain is going to fall. So we help you put strategic activities on the date that they should be so that you can maximize your yield. There are many other factors we use. For instance, let me take you to our health page. This is the health page of this farm. This is the farm. So I have my NDMI values. NDMI values is moisture index, how much water is in the soil. So I have different dates. Saturday, June. I have 18th of June, different days. And on the right-hand side here, you can see that I have some remark, what this means to the farm, how old the crop, the crop is on the farm, and a lot of other values that are very helpful to you as a farmer. Even based on weather, we're able to tell you what the weather is, and we are able to give you recommendations based on the current weather conditions. Now, if you have people working on your farm, you can also take pictures of the farm, and Farm Monitor will help tell you what is going on with
Okay, I think Mr. Victor has been cut off, probably network. Can you hear me, Mr. Victor?
So if you give it some time to load, but that's what this does. So all this information coming in together helps to adjust even the calendar. So if there is a pest, we'll help you add something on the calendar that tells you to go and spray a pesticide on the farm. Things like that. This, mind you, almost everything you see me do here on this web application can also be done on the mobile application. And mobile app, the best thing about it is that you don't need internet connection to use it. You can run offline, even if your farm is in a remote place. It allows you to be able to do all the things you need to do. And then when you come back online, you can synchronize to be able to enjoy all the other good things that come with Farm Monitor, because of course your data has to be uploaded online. Then our servers will do all the calculations for you and back recommendations. It helps you also manage things like your finances, how much have you spent, how much is left, including you are able to how much they have sold and every other detail that you need. You're able to even know who it was sold to. It also tracks your harvest as well. You know all the amount of yield that has come in on different days that harvest happened. Another best part is if you as you have farmers, you have supervisors, and you don't want all of them to see everything. For instance, you want some people to manage finances, you want some people to manage the activities on the farm. You just create, give them access to the farm on different levels. So for me, I have managers, I have supervisors, I have stakeholders, and I have owners. So owners
Okay, I think Mr. Victor is having issues with his network. Can you hear me? If you are in the chat area, you can hear me. Please type yes in the chat area. Let me be sure that it is not from my end. Okay. Okay, so so the best thing you can do now is just go and visit farmmonitor.africa, go there and register, create your account. That is the most important first step. Farmmonitor.africa. Somebody can help me post that in our chat area, also inside our WhatsApp groups, inside on the chat area here. Farmmonitor.africa. Create your account. If you have your friends that you want to be part of Farm Monitor, this is the sweet part that I want to talk about. We have created another method, another avenue for you to even make money with Farm Monitor. And I'm going to quickly show us that. So, we are going to make tutorials and show you even more what Farm Monitor does. There's even a language function. I wanted him to talk about the language function. Farm Monitor can speak to you in Hausa, in Yoruba, in Igbo, in Swahili, in French. We have all those language functions there. So if you don't understand English, you can just click and switch to Hausa, and you can read everything in Hausa, and you can communicate with Farm Monitor in Hausa. Okay, so we are very diverse in that way. So I want to show us another thing that we have created to help you make money with Farm Monitor. Because I'm sure that some of you are so fascinated now that you want to call some of your friends and tell them, please come and see this new thing that has entered the agri space in Nigeria. But before you call them, okay, I want to make sure you don't miss an opportunity for you to make money. Okay, so there's something we call the Farm Monitor Affiliate and Ambassador Programs. Okay, the Farm Monitor Affiliate and Ambassador Program is a program that helps you to make money from tech. In fact, from agro tech, even when you are not tech savvy. You don't have to be tech savvy, and you are just earning extra income. Okay, so what this means is that, what this means is, if you are looking for a simple way to earn extra money as an agri stakeholder without extra costs, so we are not charging you to be part of this program. So you are not paying any money. And from the comfort of your home, you don't have to go on the streets and to start sharing flyer. If you want to do that for us, fine, you can even do that. But basically, you don't have to do that to be able to enjoy this. All you have to do is have a phone, use the materials that we provide, and tell others about Farm Monitor. Okay, now when it comes to Farm Monitor Africa, we have two products. We have the Farm Monitor app. Now that app, I'm sure Mr. Victor would have mentioned it, probably because of time, because of network. But the app, as of now, it is 7,500 naira to use it for if you have 0.5 hectares of land for one farming season. Okay, 7,500 naira per 0.5. If you have mapped your farm and it's 0.5 hectares, you pay 7,500 naira, and for one farming season. So imagine if you pay just 7,500 naira and you implement everything. You are active on your farm and you implement everything as suggested by the Farm Monitor app, using the artificial intelligence-backed information, using every data that you collect from the app, and apply those things on your farm, and you are definitely going to make. We promise you that you make at least 20. You have a 20% increase in your yield. So that means if you are making 20,000 naira, you will make extra 20,000. Okay, you'll get an extra 20,000. So that is the app on its own. Then we have what we call the Farm Monitor Academy. You can be a farmer. You have been doing it for years, but there are some things you don't know, especially when it comes to new information, new technology like this app now, improvements that you need to make in the things that you do. That is where the Farm Monitor Academy comes in. The Farm Monitor Academy is where we now teach you experts, people like Dr. Oreva that was here. You have Dr. Ibrahim. They will come to the academy and teach you, take time to teach you how to improve on your farm yield, the new things that you need to start doing, what you should stop doing, even how to use the Farm Monitor app on your farm. You'll get that knowledge. We have people already in the academy at this point. We have people that have graduated from the academy. So we have those two things. And you can make money from bringing people to join, to register, create an account on the app or to join the academy. Okay? So, like I said, it's a system that rewards you for telling your friends and colleagues about the Farm Monitor. So basically how it works is that you tell somebody about Farm Monitor app. When immediately you go to the app now and create your account, you create your farm. If you go to the profile area, you are going to see your affiliate link. You take that link and send it to your friend. Say, Kawu, Emmanuel, create an account on this app. You don't even have to start teaching them how to do. If you have learned how to use it, fine, you can teach them. But we even have videos that will show them how to use it. So all they have to do is to register with your link and watch the videos. And when they pay the 7,500 naira to use the app, you get a commission from it. Okay? You get a commission. Now, there are two ways to participate in this. There is the affiliate and there is the ambassador. Okay? Now, the affiliate is basically somebody who is telling people to and helping them to register on the app. That's the only thing you are doing. You just get people to register on the app. And if you are doing that already, you are doing great. Then we have the ambassador. And if you notice, that's why we even put this picture here. The ambassador is somebody who is not just teaching people helping people to create accounts on the app, but you are also helping them to implement and improve on their farm. You are going to the farm, working with them, telling them adjustments to make, telling them things to improve on, helping them on how to use the app on the farm. Okay, and that is an integration of the app itself. That's the affiliate program, and as our extension service brought together. So that is the affiliate program and extension service brought together, and in that way you can also be earning as an ambassador. Okay, which one would you want to join? Let me know in the chat area, the affiliate program or the ambassador. As I'm presenting, if you have any questions, please shoot in the chat area. Now, let me mention the key features, the differences between the affiliate program and the ambassador. Number one, the affiliate program, anybody can register. Okay, just go and create your account on Farm Monitor app. Immediately you have your affiliate link. Anybody. There are two types of affiliate rewards. Okay, there are two ways that you earn something or you get rewarded as an affiliate. Number one is that just for registering people, they have not even paid. Just for registering them, we will give you something we call a token. So that is reward for registration. You get 500 naira token just for registering people. Okay, 500 naira for anybody you register. And then we have subscriptions. Then when people pay, you also get a commission of 10% for their payment. 10% of 7,500 is 750 naira. Okay, wouldn't you love that? Would you have preferred to just tell your friends when the thing has started improving your farm? You just tell your friends that you're not making money from it. This is Nigeria. And you have, in this economy, you have to find ways to make extra money. In Nigeria, you cannot have one source of income. Okay, so and that's what we have understood in Farm Monitor. We have made sure that we give you an extra way to make money from this platform. So, like I was saying, you get 500 naira for every token, but that 500 naira token, you can only use it to subscribe. So, even if, let's say, for some reason you don't have money to pay the 7.5, you can just go and bring people to register. Once they register, once your money reaches 7.5, you use it and subscribe on the app. Is that not amazing? Let me know in the chat. Is that not amazing? So even if you don't have, let's say for some reason you don't have money, just go and get people to register. Share it. We have materials to give you. Share it. And then when they register, you will get up to 7.5. You use it to register on the platform. Okay? The platform, you just be seeing your money from there. You just subscribe on the platform with it. So this is for the affiliate program. And then for this affiliate program, you will receive, I mentioned already that you get 10%, and not just that 10%. After the first, you get 10% on their first registration. Then from the second registration, the second 7.5 they pay on the platform, you get 5%. So you are making money for life just for bringing one person, from one person. Every time that one person pays the 7.5, you are getting money. So it's not just 10% from the first. Every time you are making, this is full time. You can even turn this into full-time employment too. You can turn it to full-time job, just be bringing people, because anybody you bring on that platform, they register, you make your 10%, and then every month, every time they are paying, you are making money from it. Residual income consistently. Okay. Now for the ambassador program, for only our academy graduates can join. So we have the Farm Monitor Academy, but only people who have gone through our academy can join that platform. Why? Because we want to make sure that the people who are working with these farmers are people who are trained, people who know how to use the app, so that they represent us well, and they can also help those people very well. So that's why they have to go through training. The Farm Monitor Academy is only 10,000 naira. So if you want to join, 10,000 naira for life. There are many things you are going to get when you join the academy. You can look at the link on the screen, academy.farmmonitor.africa. You will see all the details to join the academy. Okay, one-time payment. You're not paying anything extra. Second is, an ambassador must have verifiable access to 100 farmers. Okay, we have to know that you have access to 100 farmers for you to be an ambassador in Farm Monitor Africa. Second is that you must be resident or close to the location of the farmers. It's either you are resident in that city or you are close to the location, so that we make sure that you can easily reach them and help them. Okay? Then the other thing is that ambassadors get 30%. They are not getting 10%. For the work that you are doing, an ambassador gets 30% commission on their first subscription and 10% on subsequent subscription. 30% is 2,250. Okay, 2,250. Somebody pays 7,500, you get 2,250 out of it. All right. Then you get 10% on subsequent subscriptions. Okay. And then once an ambassador, to become an ambassador, once you register on the platform, you still have to register. We will upgrade you to the ambassador commission, the 30% from our back end. You just have to let us know that you want to be an ambassador. Okay, we will upgrade you on our own. So this is for the ambassador program. Now, how do you participate? Like I said earlier, the first thing an affiliate is just go and create your account. Go to farmmonitor.africa and create your account, and then we make payments at the end of every month, and you need to have minimum of 5,000 naira to withdraw your money on the app, okay, as an affiliate. So you have to, your money needs to be growing. Once you get to 5,000 naira, you then withdraw your money, 5,000 naira and above. So you cannot withdraw less than 500. Okay, sorry, less than 5,000 naira, you will not withdraw it. Your money gets to 5,000 naira before you 5,000 naira and above before you withdraw, and we make payment between the 25th and the 30th of every month. That's when everybody gets paid. Okay. So that's it. Basically, like we've been saying, go to farmmonitor.africa, create your account. If you want to join the academy, the next cohort will be announcing it very soon, and we'll be starting. That's the third cohort. Okay, the third group of people to join. Go to academy.farmmonitor.africa. Do we have questions to ask? Let's see. Do we have questions? To ask, so that we will have our question relating to the teaching, relating to the affiliate program that I just talked about. You can ask your questions. It's been an amazing evening of learning. Okay. Do we have any questions? Okay, Mr. Emmanuel says he wants to be an ambassador. Awesome. Mr. Emmanuel, just call the number on the screen or send us, just if you're in the WhatsApp group, just leave a message in the WhatsApp group. Somebody will reach out to you. Or call the number on the screen to be an ambassador. Okay. So thank you, everybody. This video is going to be this video is going to be somebody is asking, thanks, how do I collect the database of farmers to be an ambassador? Just use, you can use what is the paper and write their name. Okay, just write their name, get their numbers, or maybe you can create a group, all of them will be in that group. Okay, that's fine. So Mr. Akban is saying, what are the different groups? We have the affiliate program and we have the ambassador. The video is there. This video will be here. So even if we close out, you can always come back and watch this video. You are going to be in the WhatsApp group. Also, ask your questions in the WhatsApp group. We are going to be responding to all your questions in the WhatsApp group. Okay. So even this document we'll share this document in the WhatsApp group also, so that you can have access to it, and any questions you have, you can also ask your questions. Okay, so thank you very much. We are glad that you have made it to this program. We don't want to overshoot our time, and I hope that you have learned a lot. This is Farm Monitor Africa. Create your account today, and this is just the first of many ways that you are going to be learning from us. So thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Ibrahim. Thank you, Dr. Ibrahim. Thank you, Dr. Orifa Ogene, for sharing your time with us. It's been amazing, and have a very beautiful night. Rest, everybody. Good night and stay blessed.